up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video for you guys. Now this video comes from Olivia Alexa. I think she's a dating coach. She did this video talking about 8 phrases that women use when they have slept with a lot of men. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you have not already. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Share and like the video, and also check out Olivia Alexa if you have not already. I love her channel. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you have to say about this one. Here we go.
Hi guys, there's something no one wants to say out loud anymore, so I will. We live in a culture where the body count conversation gets flipped. If a man brings it up, he's labeled as insecure, and if a woman avoids it, she's called empowered. But here's
now, let's just stop right there, because you know what, sis is already, she's already telling truth in just that little bit. Yes, anytime the body count question is raised, women like to call men insecure. That's a fact. They automatically lead with the fact that, oh, he's probably, oh, you insecure if you can't handle a strong woman, or you can't handle a woman, or just so you can't handle a woman in general. They usually lead with that, calling men insecure for everything that they don't want to acknowledge or they don't want to accept about themselves. So to me, that is a red flag when you bring that up and women get on the, you know, become defensive about it. It basically tells you she probably done slept with a lot of men and she don't want you to bring it up because she doesn't want to feel insecure about it. That's why I always say women project their own issues onto men just to try to justify their feelings and their actions. They turn it and flip it on you because they want you to think something's wrong with you for being concerned or asking questions about these types of things. Let's continue.
What no one is admitting. Body count still matters. It matters because it affects pair bonding. It shapes long-term loyalty. It rewires how she views men, sex, and emotional connection. You don't need a number. You need to listen. Because a woman who slept with a lot of men won't tell you directly. She will never tell you directly. Through casual phrases she's repeated so many times they sound normal, but they're not. This is why I wrote Attraction Secrets, guys. Not to teach game, not to help you get girls, but to arm you with the psychology to spot patterns, decode female behavior, and take control before you get played. Because once you learn what to listen for, you turn the whole script on its head. Now let's get into the 8 phrases women say when they've slept with a lot of men. Number 1, body count is just a number. This is the go-to line when her number is high and her tolerance for judgment is low. She doesn't want to explain it. She doesn't want to own it. She wants to convince you that you shouldn't care.
Facts, 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 nothing but facts. That is absolutely correct. That's exactly what they do. Once again, try to make you think that it shouldn't be a problem and you shouldn't care about it. You should just accept it because, oh, that's just insecure of you to not, you know, to care about who I slept with. And body count definitely matters, especially if you're looking for healthy, stable, committed relationships. It just does. And there's no way in the world a woman should try to convince you otherwise. And the only way she would do that is because she knows her body count is high and she don't want you to feel a certain way about it. And she just wants you to accept her anyway. Let's continue.
This phrase is a preemptive strike designed to flip the guilt onto you. But if it was really just a number, she wouldn't need to diffuse the topic before it even starts. Exactly. Think about that. Women instinctively know that a man values exclusivity. A woman who's proud of her choices won't dodge. She dodges because deep down, she knows it changes how you see her. So instead of transparency, she gives you permission to suppress your own standards. Number 2, if men can do it, women can do it too. This is where logic gets weaponized. She's not trying to match energy. She's trying to erase consequence.
Oh my God. That is exactly what it is. We see this happening. We see this happening on a daily basis, you know, and we've been seeing this. Women try to dodge the questions, you know, act as if it's not a big deal when they know for a fact and they've been told that it is a big deal to men. But because they don't want to accept the consequences of their actions, they want to try to force you and try to shame you into accepting them for something that men have never accepted. Men have always wanted exclusivity. That's what we're saying. This is not a new thing for men. It's just that we have a group of women who now have been exploited and have been put themselves out there in a promiscuous manner. And because that's their choice and they've been empowered to do so, they think that men should look at it in the same way. But men have never looked at it in that way, and they probably never will. Because deep down, men don't want to think of their wives or their significant others as 304 behavior or 304, they don't want to look at them in that way. So I think because we have a society of women who have become so promiscuous and so empowered to do so, they don't see a problem with it. But when it comes to relationships, that's when the issues occur, because men have never really taken promiscuous women seriously. They're there for fun and pleasure, but when it comes to marrying them and creating a family with them and making them the mothers of your children, the overarching majority of men have never taken fun girls seriously. Let's continue.
Wants to sleep around, detach emotion, call it liberation, and still be seen as high quality. But here's the problem. Biology doesn't work like that. When men sleep around, they increase sexual options. When women do it, they decrease how deeply they can bond with a man. Why? Because men are wired to reproduce. Women are wired to pair bond. The more men she's had, the harder it becomes to connect deeply to any one man. So when she uses this phrase, what she's saying is, I want to do what I want to do, and I want you not to care. Exactly. But if you accept that, you're signing up for a relationship built on male guilt and female entitlement. Number 3, I just like my freedom. This one gets thrown around during the relationship talk. She says she's independent and she's not trying to be controlled. But what she's really saying is, I want your attention and emotional investment without obligation though. This phrase is non-exclusivity dressed up as independence. She wants to move like she's single while benefiting from your consistency.
Fact again. And we talk about this as well. They don't really want commitment. They want commitment from you, but they want to be independent on their part. All of the pressure is on the man to maintain the relationship while she can move however she wants to, because she's the prize, she's what you want. And if you're obsessed with her the way they want men to be obsessed with them, you're going to do everything in your power to keep the relationship moving, to keep it thriving, so that you can keep her. And I think this is why women think that if they have money or if they have things going for themselves, they have a superficial idea of what they want from a man. This is why if she makes 6 figures, you have to match that. Whatever she makes, you have to match or do better, because all of the responsibility is put on the men to pursue the woman, pay for the woman, make all the right decisions to get her, to keep her. You always, as the man, you always have to be on top of everything. You have to be the one making all the moves, everything to keep this woman, because she's supposed to be a bad bee, right? So you have to be lucky to be with her, because you may not ever get this opportunity ever again in their minds, and that you have to be what she wants 24/7. And if you can't continue to maintain her the way she wants to be maintained, then she has the opportunity to go leave you and go with someone else, because remember, she wanted you, but she don't need you. So they move in this independent way, but also claim to want to be in a relationship. I personally don't think that independence is going to work in a relationship, because a relationship is about two people coming together and building together. If you're independent of your spouse, that is going to be a recipe for disaster when it comes to long-term relationships. Let's continue.
She's been through enough men to know commitment limits options. So she throws out freedom to keep the door cracked open. But here's the game. She doesn't want to be claimed unless you're better than her past. That's not freedom, that's leverage. And if you go along with it, you're just a placeholder until she upgrades. Number 4, sex doesn't really mean anything to me. This is what a disconnected nervous system sounds like. She's not confident, she's numb. And that numbness didn't start naturally, it was trained. Here's the biology. Every time a woman has sex, her brain releases oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone. When that bonding gets broken over and over again with no emotional return, her system adapts. She detaches, she disconnects, she treats intimacy like a handshake because it's been meaningless for so long. When she says this, it's not a flex, it's a confession of emotional burnout. She's telling you that she could sleep with a man and not care because she's already done it too many times to still feel anything from it. Number 5, I don't regret anything. I learned from every single experience. This is how she rebrands a reckless past as growth. She turns every ex into a lesson, every hookup into a chapter. And if you buy into it, you'll convince yourself she's wiser because she's had more men. But what she's really doing is laundering her past into something socially acceptable. She's not being honest, she's being strategic. Because if she admitted the real reason she slept with so many men, which would be impulse, attention, boredom, revenge, you will walk away. And she knows that. So she wraps it in a bow and calls it evolution. Number 6, everyone has a past. But this phrase never gets thrown out unless her past would make you leave. She's not just trying to move on, she's testing you.
Ooh, child. Olivia, Alexa, Baby, speaking nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. This is the nature of a lot of women. And, you know, it's out here for men who, you know, I'm glad this information is out here because men get to hear this. If they weren't privy to it, they're privy to it now. Let's continue.
Will you ignore it? Will you overlook it? Will you be the one man who accepts what the other 10 wouldn't? This is reputation management in disguise. She wants the benefit of having a clean slate without having to live like she earned it. And if you accept that phrase without asking questions, she knows she has you. Number 7, I was just having a phase. This one always comes after the damage is done.
Right.
She's not calling it a mistake. She's calling it a season. The clubbing, the hookups, the Tinder flings, it's all filed under her past life. Now she's ready to settle down. But what she really means is the options have dried up. This isn't self-awareness. It's her trying to rebrand herself. She wants the title of wife now that she's already lived like the wild girl. And she...
Facts. We've said it over and over and over again. When they hit the so-called wall, you know, you get when you've been ran through, you know, she's putting it very nicely, which I can respect. But I mean, honestly, this is what we've been discussing for the longest. When you've been ran through and now you want to settle down, now you're looking for a man to take you seriously and wife you up and build this family with you and make it look all cutesy and you just think that your past is supposed to dissipate and he's not supposed to care about it. And he's not supposed to notice things about your past. He's just supposed to accept you for who you are while giving you the most, as if all of your past history has been erased, as if that's not going to play a part in the relationship. And I do believe that it does. Also, I believe with a lot of this becomes a lot of trauma, a lot of mental trauma that these women have that they have not gotten help for because they didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to tell anybody about their history and their past because they don't want to be judged. And you want this unicorn of a man to come in and just be like, I love you in spite of all of the things that you've done. I don't care if you've been with 1,000 men. It's okay because that was before me, and I'm gonna come in and give you this brand new life and start it over and don't even think about that. I mean, that's cute. That just does not work like that. So I'm just saying, it's like, it's crazy the way a lot of women think and how they try to justify their actions and not really want to accept any consequences of it. And I think for a lot of women who are out here who are single mothers, a lot of them are trying to do that very same thing, act as if their past has no type of bearing on their present or their future. They want men to just accept them and accept whatever they did, but they know that they wouldn't do that in return. They wouldn't do that for a man. They damn want a perfect man. That's crazy to me. But let's continue.
She wants you to believe you're getting the best version of her when you're really just getting the cleanup version. Exactly. Number 8, I don't get attached easily. This one sounds chill on the surface. She says it like it's maturity, like she's in control. But the truth is, she's detached because she's been through too many meaningless experiences. Right. Women are biologically wired to connect through sex. It's a normal, natural thing. So when a woman tells you that she doesn't get attached easily, what she's really saying is, I've had to numb myself because sex hasn't meant anything to me for a long time. If you're looking for something casual, she's perfect. If you're looking for real connection, she can't even access that anymore. So here's the final word. The most dangerous phrases don't sound dangerous at all. They sound normal because repetition hides dysfunction. And most women today have said these phrases enough times that they actually start to believe them. But if you know what to listen for, you will never, ever be misled again.
Listen, baby, no lies detected. These women are out here thinking that, trying to convince these men that they're better, ran through and older, and that this is the best version you're going to get, so I require more. You expect a man to believe that you should be put on a pedestal and that this is your best self and you know your worth, and he's supposed to just ignore everything else surrounding all of that and just act like, oh yeah, this is the best thing ever and this is the best that I could do, when in actuality it is not. You could do a lot better. Women have to be realistic and look at what they're doing, and for the generation coming behind us, we need to set a great example for them so that they don't make those same mistakes, so that they can do better and they don't have to deal with the consequences that a lot of these women are afraid to deal with in this day and age. So listen, baby, this video was a gem. I definitely want you guys to chime in the comments below. Shout out to Olivia, Alexa. If you have not subscribed to her channel, go over and support her if you haven't already. She speak nothing but the truth, I ain't gonna lie. And I just think that this is what is needed. This type of information, we need more and more individuals to spread this type of information so that the younger people can maybe get a different perspective and not continuously perpetuating this old narrative that is not helping any of these women out here. It's actually making it worse for them. So we need to do our parts to spread something that's going to be beneficial to the youth and cause them to make a different decision in life. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell, chime in. I want to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.